Hello and welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I'm Randy.
I'm Nick.
I'm David.
Yeah.
That
All
worked
right.
out better than I thought it was going
Yeah,
to.
right. There we go.
I listen to enough podcasts. I kind of get how it goes.
Oh.
Yeah, we just kind of ran with something because I don't know what I'm doing, and Nick knows less.
And I know nothing.
I don't
So
even listen to podcasts. That's how
I,
terrible.
Yeah.
I work on my own for 10 hours a day.
Yeah, so we're just kind of go, hello. So we just kind of, oh, so this is what I'm going to do. I named it, and then we'll just intro with the name.
Hey, like, subscribe, share, all those good things.
Smash that like
Always
button.
forgets about.
It's a running joke, dude. I forget that every time.
Literally.
I decided I wanted to do this years ago.
I would say
Finally
subscribe
did
on Patreon, but you probably don't have that.
it. Not yet. Nope. I'm not big enough to do like anything, and I'm still ignorant to the ways of the world.
Yeah.
I'm just a little boy. I don't know how to do most of any of it.
I think you just sign up for Patreon, and then if people pay to subscribe, you get
See,
5
I'm
cents on
I'm
the
a-
dollar. I don't
I'm
know.
like a member of other people's Patreons.
Oh, yeah, no, I am.
But
That's what I'm saying. Bad movies rule.
Oh yeah. So we were talking about bad movies earlier. We can talk about whatever you want, buddy. It's all fair game. I'm not monetized right now, so we can literally talk about anything you want.
Fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck shit.
Well, there goes this video.
Beef.
Yeah, just the please stand by. But yeah, so you're talking about, oh, well, whatever goofy movies you guys want to talk about.
Why do we come back to me for this one?
Well,
I mean, you literally just said, you just ran with the craziest, kookiest, dumbest movie I've ever heard of in my life.
Velocipaster.
Yeah.
Velocipaster.
It was so
Sounds-
fantastically terrible.
I'm probably gonna watch
I
it
could
tonight.
Not imagine.
Yeah, I've got no interest.
Yeah, I didn't either. And then we started watching some, and I was like, okay, I can totally. Like, it's more like me and her bonding over the dumbness.
Yeah,
if that
no,
makes sense.
that's fair, dude. And
But
I'm
like-
not knocking that. I'm knocking the film.
So I'm gonna ruin part of the film. I don't care if any of you like it or not.
I know you're all going to rush out to watch it tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah, in theaters
please
now.
Rent it. It's like $19.99 to rent for 24 hours, or free.
God, I hope that's not true.
No, it's not at all.
If that was true, they probably have an actual exploding car in the movie.
Literally,
effects.
I heard you guys talking about it, and it is literally like you went to your 5-year-old and was like, "Hey, what would you want in a movie? Dinosaurs, ninjas,
Yep.
prostitutes. Where'd you hear that? You shouldn't be saying that, son." "Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I won't tell Mom." Like, that's kind of
Yeah.
exactly how it was those things, and it was just absolutely terrible. First scene, he's a pastor. He runs outside. "Hi, Mom and Dad." They're standing next to a car. It flashes to them waving. It flashes back to him. You hear a big boom. It flashes back, and it's just the same background scenery with no car and little white letters that says VFX effects or VFX
Exploding car.
exploding car. Like, that's it. That's all it said. And then it flashes back to him. No. Back to the scene. VFX burning car. I was like, they couldn't even take the time to like put a toy car there and set it on fire. Like,
That would have been so much better.
Dude,
A
that
toy
was-
car, and then just bring in a freaking lighter and just
yeah.
and just light
Yeah,
it
some
on fire.
Team America stuff.
There's
dude.
Seriously.
there's totally parts where there's fire, and you can literally see that someone's thumb is holding the lighter. It is so fantastic. Like, it is absolutely terrible. So if you have time to watch it and you like terrible movies, I highly recommend it because you will not
And one more
laugh
time,
too hard.
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Literally favorite part.
what's funny is when you guys were talking about it, I said Velocipreacher, and your wife got so like viscerally grumpy with me.
How
and
dare you
corrected
misname
me.
this
And I'm like,
glorious masterpiece.
I'm sorry, this De Palma film.
Citizen
that I-
Kane, move
Yeah.
aside.
All I'm gonna say is if you're gonna make it against some sort of religion, make it we're against the right one.
Yeah.
But
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
favorite part of the whole movie, and I already told these guys the scene. I'm not gonna lay it out for you, but a woman runs up to a man, and they're in a war, and she explodes into absolute nothingness.
Mist.
No legs, hands, head, anything exists anymore. It's just red.
Red Mist.
Yeah, red mist, but he's the only one that gets covered in it. And his two buddies walk up and like, "Oh man, she's too far gone. Like, what are you gonna do?
We
Save
can't.
her?
I don't think CPR is gonna bring her back,
Yeah,
dude.
like, it's just I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fantastic.
That's why I'm going to be watching it.
Yeah,
It just sounds too perfect.
it is. We don't watch we haven't seen a ton of terrible movies. But
Chillerama, I'm telling you.
I
You
mean-
can't beat it, Sperm Monster.
I
I mean, this thing grows to be the
So-
size. It starts off
As a
as just a
sperm.
nut shot, and then it grows to be the size of Godzilla.
Okay,
and it starts
so did-
overtaking the city.
So did either one of you guys watch the first ever sperm race?
No.
It just happened this week.
no.
What?
A legitimate sperm race between two dudes.
Okay.
Live.
Interesting.
Yeah, a legitimate. This actually
How-
happened at a college.
Okay, I have way too many things going through my head right now. I'm gonna need a little bit more
Yeah.
explanation. Like,
bro,
I'm like trying to picture in my head. I mean, what are we doing? Like the quarter mile with
Sperm
Sperm?
Race 2025. World's first live sperm race. You can watch it. It was aired live.
This is what is wrong with this generation. Let's just put that out there.
So let's see here. I watched it on a different podcast that was airing it. But yeah, it was let's see. The world's first sperm race was oddly entertaining. Warning, this article covers a sensitive topic that some may find disturbing. Discretion is advised.
What, sperm?
Yes.
Fine.
Is that disturbing
The
people?
world's
the thing
first-
that makes you
Yeah,
born?
You are half
Sorry.
sperm.
I don't find it disturbing unless they did something absolutely weird with it.
Well, okay.
Here.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Okay.
So, the world's first sperm race was held in Los Angeles on Friday night, and it was interesting. Commercial real estate media outlet Traded reported that the sperm racing startup, which was the brainchild of Eric Zhu, Thor Ventures, Aviato. Dude, that's funny, Aviato. If you've ever watched Silicon Valley. Nick Small, the youngest sold-out founder in cryptocurrency, Shane Fawn. So it's all like crypto stuff, guys. Raised $1 million in their efforts to raise awareness to a relatively taboo topic: the worldwide decline in male fertility. Male fertility is declining like a lot. Blah blah blah. Sperm racing isn't just a joke. It continues. It's a viral idea. Internet to laugh at. It's something much bigger. Sperm racing. Yeah, bro. Here was them up on stage with a big background.
So
They had
I need more.
so
Did they
just
jerk
have
off in
more-
front of a camera together to see whose sperm could shoot the fastest?
and then it swam through a tunnel, and the one who crossed it had like this little series of obstacles,
So
and then it crossed the finish line,
Yeah,
and
how
that
do you-
dude won.
How did they get two guys to ejaculate
Yeah.
at the same time?
So
yeah, so or is that part of the race?
let's
Like how fast you
see
can do that? 'Cause
for
that could
inside the
be-
first. Of its
Yeah,
kind
it's
race.
probably a 12-second video. I mean, you know.
Oh, jeez, come on, ad. Hold on. I'll wait till I can skip this.
Davison.
I hate this dude.
There's like three
He's
things
so
I've ever heard him
fugly,
say
and
that
I don't
thought was
like him.
funny.
But he looks like a heroin addict. That's
Oh,
why.
for sure, dude.
And somehow he just pulls fucking ass. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
my gosh! Did you know
Here we
his
go.
parents died in 9/11?
Yeah. Did you also know that he hooked up with Kate Beckinsale, who's like one of my dream crushes?
For the world's first ever live sperm race today.
Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam live in downtown Los Angeles. He's going to tell us what this is about. And Tim, I am confused. Can you enlighten us a little bit?
Yes. Come on, that guy said.
You know, it's a climactic story. It's
Yeah,
called
pun
Race, and
intended.
It's young men putting their manhood to the test to see how fast their swimmers can go in front of a sold-out crowd. Mysterious white stuff shooting from a wall.
And the loser, bro, and the loser gets gacked with white goo.
Oh my god.
The gun made this moment borderline raunchy and entertaining.
It's like an MMA.
There are
Downtown
people
LA's
dressed as
night scene
sperm.
exploding Friday with an event billed as the world's first sperm race.
What the hell made you want to do this?
4 contestants came with the goal to win $10,000 in bragging rights for the strongest, fastest semen.
I want to build Olympics for sperm.
Eric Zhu is one of the sperm racing organizers. With the help of wealthy investors, the 17-year-old Bay Area high school student and entrepreneur launching this epic competition to raise awareness on male fertility health.
The general
Happy?
public doesn't talk about it because it's so taboo. It's always been associated with adult entertainment or something that's degenerate. What we want to do is we want to make it more of like a sport or a different type of entertainment, but more of like optimizing biomarkers.
How about you just go get
Contenders
laid?
who were handpicked out of dozens of young men were given money each week to train their mind, bodies, and diets ahead of the viral sold-out marathon.
What when you really think about it, we all won our own individual sperm races to get onto this planet. So it's only fit that we make this a format that we can all watch and enjoy.
The competitors' sperm put into a microscopic racetrack. And then they're off. The sperm literally captured on this screen, swimming to the finish line. The winner celebrates while the loser gets slimed. But perhaps this was the matchup of the night. Male students from
that makes a lot
USC
more
and
sense now.
UCLA. In the end, the Trojan won. The Bruin got creamed.
How many freaking puns is
Okay,
in
so
this?
Mark, I hope I educated you tonight. It all took place in this studio here behind me. Grammy-nominated rapper Ty Dolla $ign also performed. The organizers made history tonight. They say this is the first sperm race, but it will not be the last. Tim Pulliam, ABC 7, Eyewitness News.
Thank goodness this is
That is
Disturbing.
actually-
So you mentioned sperm, and that
yeah, that's it's new to me.
bro,
I'm just amazed how many people actually showed up to watch
Right?
that live.
so many.
There's thousands of people there.
Yeah. What the? And it was
What's-
just on a screen. It's not even like
The-
you could see it better at your house.
Yeah.
The
You
question-
can just watch a video like we did.
The question I have is, how do you verify who's the winning sperm that quickly? Because there's not like a way to tag it.
Well, it showed them in two different tunnels, so I think they dropped them in two different tunnels at the same time, and they only finished in.
Why are we
the same
trying to
tunnel.
justify this?
But it
service?
looked.
I'm not
I'm
saying
not trying
it's
to
a great
justify
idea.
it.
I'm
I'm
just
trying to
trying to help.
understand it.
Well,
So-
if you think about it, if they know which one was in which corner, because didn't they just? Oh,
Yeah,
well,
there was
no.
two- there was
Okay,
two
never
tunnels,
mind. That
and
still
it
doesn't
went through
freaking
both.
work.
there were like 8 sperm
Yeah.
or
Well,
9 or something.
It was
There
only, I think it
quite
was
a few.
2 versus 2, one on one, and they probably did several rounds, is my guess. I don't know. I didn't watch
From
them.
what I saw when I watched this last week, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched it on someone else's stuff. It looked like it was 2 people, but I wonder if they each had multiple swimmers.
Okay.
And then, yeah, maybe there was tunnels overlapping.
And so then they just look
and so
at
they
which.
each went their own,
yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Sperm Monster, and that's what came to my mind because that is the most wild thing I've heard of in quite a while.
Yeah,
Hey, it's better than Disney rebooting films.
dude.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some guy was like, "Hey, I really need to make $1 million.
They made it.
Your semen."
That's so wild to me. And the winner got like 10 G's.
I know. How does that? That's the world we live in.
All I'm saying is it's a young man's game. Low motility, baby.
That's not even fair. I got fixed. I can't even. I don't even have any.
Hey,
Can't
your,
even compete.
your swimmers are just chilling in the jacuzzi, bro.
Dude, I saw. I don't know if it's real or not, but you know how you get stupid like videos on Facebook or wherever.
Yeah.
And they just like pop up, and it just you just scroll. I saw one, and it was talking in another language, so I have no idea what the heck they were actually saying. But it showed like when somebody get fixed, like the normal fix, they cut, tie off both ends, solder, and then they're done. And then it showed this new thing where they put in like a switch, and it literally looks like a toggle switch. It was like, and it literally showed a guy like it's like an actual person, and he goes like this and like pulls up like where your testicles
Scrotum?
would be. He pulls it out, and then it like goes to like it, like zooms in on his pants, and it was like a see-through drawing of like through his shorts, and it was like this is where it would be, and he like push the switch on off, and then it shows him go in the room with the girl, and I was like, so did he want to have a kid with her or not want to have a kid? I'm so confused. I need more storyline.
Yeah, is the switch on or off?
Yeah.
Is it open or closed?
Yeah. Is that his girlfriend or his wife? I'm just kidding.
Have you guys seen the video that came out that has Eminem's "Lose Yourself" and it's made with like 360 movie clips?
No.
Oh, it's incredible. It's all movie clips
I've
that do
seen-
the whole song.
I've seen things similar, like the montage that
Yeah.
people do, but I don't think I've seen that
Oh
one.
my god, I gotta see this. It's just too good. Hold on. Keep talking. Act like I'm not here.
Well, that's easy.
Oh.
That
Fucking
David
asshole.
guy is such a dick.
Fucking
Just
asshole.
wrecking my
Here,
RCs
so
at high speeds.
Okay, let's get one thing straight. You wrecked it more than I did, and he wrecked it several times
I
while you were
did.
inside.
I did. But
That's why he gave it back to me.
there's no proof of that though. So
That's true. I wasn't running camera. I will be tomorrow. I try to run footage whenever we go out to the park. So we're taking the RCs out tomorrow, so there'll be a video on that pretty soon. This was an impromptu. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
refreshing
I
drink.
asked Jackie 2 days ago when I talked to you about it, and she was like, "Actually, that sounds like fun. We should take the kids." Blah blah blah. And then I just didn't talk to you like I said I was going to, but we're going. So
Yeah, I'll let Butch know so maybe he can bring a couple trucks. Because I'm charging up a bunch of batteries right now. I'll have to charge up the ones that we were using. Swap the axle out that I just grenaded on the Haas. And I'm really sad that the Creighton is something wrong with the gears on that.
You ready for it?
yep.
Peace out, Rabbit!
Hold on. I'm gonna have to
Look,
mute. This is really cool. I just don't want to get flagged. Sorry, it's muted for anyone watching. But yeah, you should watch the "Lose Yourself" montage video that someone took a lot of time making a video montage out of other movie clips, singing the lyrics to "Lose Yourself," and with the video clip, I'm captivated. I just don't feel like getting flagged because Eminem will for sure trademark and flag it, and so would YouTube. Arnold. Lego movie. Oh shit, dude. This is pretty rad.
Yeah, they don't like repeat a movie.
Wow. Wow, holy smokes. They've used quite a bit of taking. Holy Oh, rest in peace, bro. The Iceman. That's a lot of time. I've done video editing. That is stupid. That is so much effort. To all those and those are such small clips. Oh, did you see that? That was Batman Returns. Wow, even classic films too. Oh, Jareth, the Troll King. Okay, so do you prefer David Bowie as Jareth the Troll King, or as Nikola Tesla in The Prestige? Dude, him as Tesla was so good. I love Jareth. The Labyrinth is awesome. Yeah,
freaking
we'll have
amazing.
to watch it. But yeah, I'll get the video will get pulled with the music. So sorry about the little
Delay.
I
That's
was
my
trying to
fault.
talk- I was
I was
trying
just
to talk
obsessed with
over
that
it.
video.
That's impressive work.
Yeah.
Like, video editing sucks. I hate it so much that most of my videos don't get edited.
I'm pretty sure that guy went insane after that. So, I mean, having to do that kind of editing is insanity.
Yeah, but I mean, people that have been doing this longer,
Yeah.
like it's so easy for them, and they've got the programs for it. They've got all the tricks, hotkeys, and all that fun stuff.
Probably like second nature.
Editing sucks. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple of times, and it's always just like, I hate this. I kind of want to sell all my equipment now and just be done.
That's why he doesn't edit these podcasts, I'm assuming.
That's
So fuck
right.
it. We're doing it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Yeah, no, I had problems with my board on like 2 videos, and the audio came through as quiet. So I had to go through and remaster it louder and then repost it. What really sucks is when your video gets like, and I mean, all my stuff's small. So I got like 76 views on that video, redid all the audio and re-uploaded it, and I think I got like 3 or 4 on the re-upload. I'm like, damn it, it was actually gaining traction the first time, but someone commented and they said, hey man, when there's an ad, maybe fix your audio so it matches the ad. So my audio was quiet, and when the ad kicked in, it like blew out their ears.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they attached an ad because I was talking about someone else's product. Something about my 3D printer. I was doing a review on my printer, and because it's in the title and it's in some of the wording, they added a bamboo ad to it. And apparently the ad volume was way high. And I'm like, well, that sucks. So I had to remaster the video, and then no one watched the remaster. So I'm like, well, this sucks. So now I just try to make sure. That's why I wear the headphones. I try to make sure all my stuff is exactly where it needs to be, and so I don't have to do that because it sucks.
Yeah, we've done a couple of videos that have not made it.
On my old computer.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the computer. It was Streamlabs. So I have Streamlabs. I've got a membership to that. Right now, we're just using OBS, which is the free version. Same software, just Streamlabs has a lot of cool extras and better features. We did like an hour and 20-minute video that was, in my opinion, really good. A couple of really good stories in there. That was the first time we told the snake bite video. Like, really good shit. And then when I went to I play the video before I post it to make sure audio is good, video looks good, there's no problems before I upload it. And if anything needs to get edited out, if there's something he's like, hey man, I didn't mean to say that, or if I said something, I can clip it. So I played it, and it recorded the last 10 minutes of the video. So
Awesome.
I lost the first hour and 20 minutes. I was so pissed. And it's already hard like to get other people scheduled to come hang out and do this. So I was like, well, I just wasted the one chance I had for a few weeks to have him come over and tell those stories. Now I got to wait.
Yep.
And then it happened once more, so I haven't used Streamlab. I think I've used Streamlabs twice since then when it's just me talking about something. So if it fails, it's like, whatever, I can rant about that anytime. But if I have other people, I just stick to OBS because it all records directly to my hard drive. So I haven't had any failed anything.
P.S. I just have to apologize. I believe I keep breathing into my mic, so that's my fault.
I'm a
heavy breather.
I'm a heavy boy, dude. I do it all the time.
Nick's going to eat the mic.
Still a little hungry.
So we just talk about random stories. So
yeah, man, you got a random story. Tell it. You got something fun?
No.
You don't have anything fun?
You're
a business owner,
all kinds
dude.
Of weird stuff about pools. So
I worked at a mortuary for 3.5 years.
That's what I'm talking about. Tell me something crazy. What was her name?
his first love.
No.
What was her date of expiration?
I'll say this. I'm not always the biggest in like, go surreal and stuff like that. But when you work at a mortuary and I lived at the mortuary for over 6 months, that shit's fucking real. I'm sorry. It just is.
So you were on site?
Yeah, no,
Dude.
I lived there for 6 months at one point.
I
lived out of my office. And
Did they know you lived there? or
yes,
was
they
this
knew
like-
I lived there. My bosses actually loved that I lived there because
Convenience.
people that are druggies like to go into mortuaries and they like to steal formaldehyde so that they can dip their cigarettes
Get
and
wet, so they can get wet.
Yeah. So, anyways.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, formaldehyde, you dip it and it's basically PCP.
You guys
Yeah.
have problems. And
No.
Really bad friends.
No, I only know that because my bosses had to tell me that. I'm like, what? Why are we locking up
So-
formaldehyde? And I'm like, this shit is what we use to literally embalm the bodies, and people are going to smoke it.
So when I was at commercial, our like saying on it was printed on all the sides of all of our trucks was "Got wet, we dry" for restoration, and one of the guys, our supervisor, was like, "Got wet, ha 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 ha." We're like, "Yeah, okay." I mean, mildly funny, but he was like, "No, man," and he was from back east somewhere, and they called dipping in formaldehyde. They said that they called it getting wet.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Yeah, I know when you dip your cigarette or whatever in formaldehyde, it's getting wet." And I was
Does it
like,
make you
"I've
hallucinate or
oh
what?
yeah,
It's
no,
like PCP.
Oh yeah, dude.
It basically turns a cigarette into you're smoking PCP.
Literally, I've never done any.
I've never
Or-
done PCP.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
what's angel dust, right?
done drugs. What are you looking at me for? I'm not an expert. I mean, I've done drugs, guys. Okay, I'll be honest. And, I have a past.
We've told
and-
stories about me doing drugs on here,
Okay.
but I've never done that.
I've never done that.
So I think PCP is angel dust,
I'm,
which is the
Basic-
stuff
right,
that
it
they used to
should
have
be.
commercials back in the day where people were like tripping out, walking on top of a building, and then thinking they could fly and jumping off.
Yeah, it's basically what they said that Rodney
Come on,
King
Jamie,
was on.
pull that up.
But if you want to hear a ghost story, if
Yeah,
we'd
yeah,
like to hear a ghost
let's
story.
hear it.
So The one that freaked me out the most, of course, while I was living there, I lived in my office. And so the mortuary is set up where we had a main chapel, and then on the left side, there was a mini chapel, my office, and then a viewing room. But we could also turn that into a second main chapel. So the walls were actually just gliding walls
Yeah,
that you
partition
could
walls.
latch with a hook. Well, I go to bed one night. Go to bed. Literally, I'm sleeping in my office, and I wake up and I go to the bathroom. And to go to the bathroom, I got to go out of my office, walk down the hall, and into the main bathroom. Well, when I wake up, it's roughly 3, maybe just after 3 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, witching hours.
I know, it's the witching hour,
baby.
right? It's even creepier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the witching hour. It's 3 a.m. So I wake up, and when I stand up, all of a sudden I notice that the wall that leads to the mini chapel has been opened about 1.5 feet, like somebody had opened it and was viewing me. Except it was latched and hooked on the inside on my side of it. So, you want to talk about creeping the hell out of me? I literally woke
Yeah.
up, turned every light on in this freaking mortuary, started searching it. And then after that, I was like, I'm just going to go to the back office. I'm going to put on a TV show and smoke some cigarettes. And I'm not going back to bed tonight.
I'm awake now.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done because I'm creeped out. So that one kind of, yeah. And yes, did get several phone calls in the middle of the night where it was just nothing but somebody breathing on the other
Yeah,
line.
just.
And there was also the static ones. That was fun.
Oh yeah, dude. Static.
She was like, what the fuck?
So I worked a building that was supposedly haunted.
Yeah.
For a while, and I had to go there at night when there would be like emergencies. I took care of 4 properties. So the downtown one was the Pioneer Building. The Pioneer Building, the history of it is that building had a fire. That fire is the reason fire code changed throughout the world.
Yeah.
So you can't have shared air from a stairwell with a main corridor. So doors in any big commercial high-rise building, even 3 stories or whatever, if you walked from the hallway to the stairwell, the door has to open a certain way. It'll only hinge in one direction, and they all do it the exact same way. So next time you go to an office building, check it out. Stairwells have to be egressed a certain way. There is no shared air, so when you walk into a stairwell, it's not. If it's ventilated, it has its own secure AC because of this fire. So, and we had framed photos in my office of when this fire happened because it's 3 different stories or 3 different like levels of ceiling or of roof. So the first section was the first 2 floors, and then there's a big roof, and then the main building keeps going, but certain parts of it drop off. So you had a 7th floor, an 11th floor, and a 2nd floor. People during this fire, because it was a hotel, were throwing their mattresses out onto the 7th floor or 2nd floor and jumping. So you had loss due to fire and loss due to falls. So this building has a strong history. Lots of people died there. It was actually the highest fire death for many years.
Yeah.
So this place was supposedly haunted, and everyone there believed it. I'm skeptical. So I'd be in there at night, and all of my keys for all of my other properties were in my office there because I don't want to be like a janitor or
Yeah.
a prison guard. So I kept a lockbox there. So if I got a call, I had one building just on the other side of the street, and then 2 other ones like across town. The original Bookman's was my building, the one that went down on Grant that got torn
Yep.
down. That was
That's sad.
Before it got torn down, that was my facility. So if an emergency happened somewhere else, and one of the other ones was a bank building, so a lot of security and stuff, and there's a lot of homeless downtown. So I'd always go there armed.
Yeah.
But I'd go to my building, and you have emergency lighting, and that's it. So your night lights every 20 feet or whatever in the hallways. Everything else is dead ass, just dark. So I'd have to do that a lot, and I'd be like a little on edge. Like, not gonna lie,
Yeah.
like being in a place completely at night alone.
Yeah.
It's eerie.
Yeah, and everything's quiet, too.
Exactly.
So you can hear every
Exactly.
pin
Except
drop.
I have really bad tinnitus, so all I hear is when it's that silent, which feels like I can be snuck up on
Yeah.
easy. So I'd go through there, never saw anything, nothing ever stood out. The one that threw me off the most was annually we would do power shutdowns. Every major facility has to for TEP, and they test all of your main power.
Yeah.
My main power was still antique, so it was called open bus duct. So it's 3-inch copper pipe with cables clamped to it with exposed wire. So basically, if you got too close, you would just get electrocuted and you die. And that's your main voltage coming into the facility. So
Sounds like a shockingly good time.
yeah. Somewhere I've got pictures. I'll find them someday and put them on here. But I had a Frankenstein room in the basement. So the whole basement, back in the day, all these buildings were attached downtown with tunnels, and they still are.
Yeah.
So I had all these tunnels downstairs, but I couldn't, like, it'd be almost like a hotel room where two adjoining rooms, you
Yeah.
had two doors. I could open my door, but I couldn't open the other door.
Yeah.
But when TEP would be there, they'd open all the doors. And you'd have TEP guys running around from building to building. So I went exploring a little bit. I'm not going to lie, bro. I still am hesitant to believe in it, but there was some eerie vibes you'd get rolling because there's no electricity.
Yeah.
So I've got a little flashlight.
And a
I'm
lot of
walking
times,
around.
electricity is what's blamed for paranormal activity.
Oh yeah,
is-
absolutely. But
poor
it was
electricity.
eerie,
Yeah.
to say the least. But I'd be down in that basement with no power at all, and just kind of roaming through by myself. As far as I know, no one else is down there. Middle of the night because I had, something went on and I had to go down there to deal with it. Water leak, power outage, whatever. I'd just be down there with a flashlight by myself, just do, and you'd hear something. You'd be like, "Well, I'm the only one here."
Why did I hear footsteps?
Yeah, and it's not just corridor. Like you'd have a main corridor that was like a big U, but I had rooms downstairs.
Yeah.
So it was all like basements for other people. So my building was full of attorneys. Every attorney had their own room with a cage to secure all their files on site because they have to keep them for like 7 or 10 years. So you have all these little branch off rooms, and you'd hear like doors creaking. You hear weird stuff. I never saw anything. I'm not going to say that there was for sure anything, but there was some eerie stuff happening every once in a while. You'd be like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. And the stairs don't go down there. You have to wait on an elevator.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this really sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, scary movie stuff waiting to happen.
Well, you can always stay on the Queen Mary. I had a ghost experience on there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because that's their hotel.
I know.
You can
I've,
actually-
I've thought about doing
Oh, I've
that.
stayed.
I've thought about it.
My wife will actually verify this story because it happened. We watched it happen together. So we went out there. It was 2000, I believe, 2016, and we stayed in a 2-bedroom room on the Queen Mary because I got a small room for the daughter in the back, and then me and my wife had the main room with a king bed. Needless to say, of course, the daughter was not going to take the small room. She was too freaked out with the stories about the Queen Mary being like the most haunted ship ever.
Yeah.
And so, middle of the night, well, not middle of the night, it was probably like 11 o'clock or so. My daughter's literally sleeping on the far side of the bed. My wife's got the middle, and I've got my side. And then I go to the bathroom. And so I literally go in the bathroom. And so there's the main room, this long hallway that goes to the secondary room, and in between it is the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, come out, literally walk all the way back. My wife is staring at me. All the lights are off. All we have is the TV on. And in the back room where my daughter was supposed to stay, the light came on. And I'm like, what the hell is that? She's like, what did you do? And I'm like, I didn't do anything. You're watching me stand in front of you. That's 20 feet away from me. I didn't do that. And it's like, okay, maybe it's just faulty electrical. That's what I'm thinking. It's an old ship. They've tried to do updates. Electricians aren't great. Trust me, they're not. I don't care if you're fucking licensed. Fuck you, electricians, half the time. Sorry about that. But it's true. Anyways.
He was an electrician.
I'm HVAC now, bro. Say whatever you want.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying all electricians are trash, but a lot of you are trash. Because
I've worked with them, bro. You ain't say nothing. No, you
yeah,
ain't hurt
because
my
you probably,
feelings.
they
Oh,
they
yeah.
suck ass a lot of times. Anyway.
Again, bro, you have to say some pretty wild shit to hurt my feelings. That wasn't wild.
Yeah, the only thing so I was thinking maybe faulty electrical, something like that. So I walk all the way back, and no, the actual light switch in the room had been flipped up. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I mean, it was fine, but at the same time, I'm like, my wife witnessed me standing in front of her, and 20 feet away, a light switch got turned on. And she saw it too, and she'll verify that one. So, like I said, I'm not big on paranormal. I'm not like every ghost story is real, but I'm just like, I have experienced some shit. I'm just like, this freaks me the fuck out.
See, what freaks me out is people.
Well, people suck.
Oh, dude, absolutely. But people, man, that's did you ever watch Supernatural?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So there's an
My
episode.
my wife, she's seen every season probably 15 times, but
I haven't watched it that many times, but I have watched it all. But I'm
Yeah.
also a day one guy.
Yeah.
My brother and I watched the
that's me.
premiere
I
of it.
got into it later, so I didn't watch everything.
So there's actually an episode kind of early on, before it got all about like angels and demons, back when it was still just paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
And recreating fun stories that we all grew up with, like the man with the hook, you
Yep.
know, and the boyfriend's toes scraping, all that stuff.
Basically, urban legends.
Yeah, and that's what it started off as, and I love that way more than the angels and demons stuff. You kind of lost me at that
Yeah.
point. I did watch them all just to finish it, but I was like, all right, it fell off.
You jumped the shark.
Yeah, exactly. So, but at a certain point, there's an episode where one of the brothers goes missing, right? Well, he's basically kidnapped, but the other brother is convinced that it's supernatural stuff because that's all they deal with.
Yeah.
You know, some mystic creatures got him or whatever. Because some of these sounds, like there's a lot of things that make sense to lead him to believe a certain way, but it all turns out to just be these backwoods folk just snatching up people and doing like
The people in
world's-
the forest.
yeah, doing the world's most dangerous game kind of situations.
Ah, okay.
So
Which we all know is real. Let's be honest.
Oh, for sure.
You got enough
There's
money, you can
enough-
do anything
Dude,
you
there's
want
a-
in this world.
I love that the more modern, because the older takes on that, like the original story that was a very short story,
Yeah.
was a man, you know, who was shipwrecked, landed on this island. This rich man's like, hey, man, I'll give you all the money you can carry if you survive 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then he finds out I'm being hunted. Then the movie The Pest came out.
Yep.
And then but I like how every time that story is told, the people become richer and richer.
Oh, yeah.
So like these last couple of movies, I think with like The Game and something
No, the
else.
game was different. The game was.
Not
You're talking about the Michael Douglas
no,
one?
no.
Okay,
No,
that
no,
one's
no,
completely
no.
different. That's a
I
great
love that
movie. It's
I love
phenomenal.
that movie. Fantastic. If you haven't seen it, watch
Please
it.
see it. It's
that
the
movie is
greatest freaking twist at the end. It blows your mind.
It's in my top 20
Yeah,
favorite
it's
films that I've
phenomenal.
ever made. But no, what's the modern one? Where,
I know
like,
there's
the
the
chick's
most
getting
dangerous
married,
game.
But
there's
one where
like Hard Target.
but there's a newer one.
But you can't beat Jean-Claude Van Damme's Hard Target.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
come
Hard
on.
Target. But anyways, so it winds up being that. So, and when he finally gets his brother back, he's like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. People are the scariest. Humans are the scariest things on the planet or whatever. And these are people who deal with like these cryptids and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's absolutely true, man. People are what freak me out.
Oh, yeah.
Like a ghost, okay. Like, what's a ghost gonna do?
That's why it doesn't really bother me.
It's gonna annoy me in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping and
Well,
turn my TV
That's
on.
kind
and
of my
stuff.
thing with the mortuary. I was more creeped out because it seemed like somebody opened the
Dude,
wall
that's
to look
sketchy.
at me, and I'm
Dude,
like,
that's creepy.
And knowing that people will break into mortuaries, it scared the piss out of me. That's why I literally went and searched the entire property. Like, I went outside, started looking to make sure windows
Well,
weren't
and the
broken.
last thing you need is to be attacked with a hypodermic needle or something.
Yeah, that was used on a dead body. It's great. It feels good. It feels great. Yeah. So, but no.
What about you, buddy? What's your thoughts? You're awful quiet. You like ghosts?
Seriously.
He's like, I got a ghost
The
right
mic's up
here.
here.
I am the absolute worst when it comes to this because I have never had any experience with it.
Yeah.
So I have zero opinion, and I can't see how it's true, but I don't know.
Damn, dude,
I
how's that
don't-
fence feeling right now?
I've never seen it, so like how
Oh,
I
yeah.
only know what I know, and honestly, I've heard people tell stories, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a crock of shit. Like, not saying.
Thank
no,
you, Nick.
No, not saying your story isn't true, but the first thing that popped into my head was if I owned that ship, I would make shit like that happen on purpose.
And it's true.
to
That could
fuck
be the
with
case.
you.
That could be the case
Because
to bring
that's-
in more tourists.
because
And
that-
that's
yeah, it's good.
exactly
But
what goes through my head.
let's
I don't
also
trust
break something down.
people, as Randy just said,
the
people are
Queen
the worst
Mary,
things ever.
the Queen Mary was owned by the Port of Long Beach and was so broke and disgruntled that literally it shut down for like 4 years so it could find funding from LA. So they didn't really have the money to put much into
And
it.
those
The
people
thing
who
is so
funded from LA,
decrepit
you don't
that
think
literally
they would want
OSHA wanted to shut it down.
But you don't think those people who funded it from LA would want to make sure they
That
got
wasn't
their
that
money
wasn't until
worth?
recently.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it got shut down in like 2019 and it reopened in like 2024.
well, the people who owned
I
it
went in
before, I
2017
don't-
when it was already falling apart.
I hear.
But
something-
no, it's
I'm
true.
not saying that it didn't.
It could be
happen.
very easy for an electrician to throw a switch. All you got to do is have a wonderful relay on the backside of a wall.
Yeah.
Well, all you
That's
have
what
to
I mean.
all you have to do is have a timed relay.
And that's what I mean. Is it could be that there is something, but I am more on the side of I don't trust people
No, and that's
He
true.
was just saying.
I could have been gotten by just some funny tricks of the trade for that shit, and
I would do it.
could have also been literally maybe somebody did get in the mortuary. They then opened that wall,
Dude, that
saw
one's
me,
that's sketchy.
and then went back out, and that's why it was sketchy. And I'm like, I don't know. if
Either
it's a freaking
either
ghost
way,
or...
staying awake was the right.
Oh yeah,
move.
no, I went and put on Becker and smoked cigarettes and drank coffee
Becker,
with him. Yep.
nice
I
dude,
love
love
Becker.
Becker.
Becker rocks.
It could have been somebody trying to visit their girlfriend who you worked
Passed
with.
away recently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
You had a
That's
Kill
why we
Bill.
have viewing rooms, fellas. So
You had-
if you
you had a
want to
Kill Bill
wait
moment.
till 7 a.m. when they usually open up, they'll set up the viewing room for
That's
you.
a Kill Bill moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's what I mean. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
No, I know.
And I'm not saying it's not real.
I know you're not questioning me either. There's probably
I'm
there's
saying-
other reasonable options for it.
I think there's.
I am. You were drunk.
way
We
better
both know it.
explanations.
Admit it.
I probably down at least a pint of black velvet and some Milwaukee's
Oh,
Beast.
damn,
yeah.
dude.
Mind you, this was also like 20
Oh,
years ago,
He's
guys. So
drunk. 20
Oh.
years. You
I
said
wanted to-
17.
No, I'm talking about the mortuary.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm jumping back to this because we went back to the mortuary. So examples of street names for PCP include Angel Dust,
Yep.
Hog,
Okay.
Never heard of that one.
Ozone,
Okay.
I've heard of Ozone.
Rocket Fuel,
Yeah,
I've
I heard of that.
Sherman's,
No.
Okay.
Whack,
Okay.
Crystal,
Yeah.
and embalming fluid. The next one names an extra one, and I just want to throw it in there for a bonus. Supergrass.
What?
It's liquid.
Because
So that's weird.
it turns your tobacco into PCP.
I don't know. I didn't give that explanation. I just wanted to throw it in there for you guys. I kind of liked it.
Because knowledge is power.
You're welcome.
No, and I actually have this issue, by the way, with Jackie because Jackie does.
She
believe-
addicted to PCB?
Yes. No, the supergrass. We don't call it that.
Around the kids.
It's the Sherman.
Yeah, it's Sherman.
See, I've
Her
heard
and
I've heard
Sherman.
Sherm on like songs. I've heard Sherm. So maybe that's what they're referring to
Maybe.
then. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So Jackie.
With ghost stuff, like Jackie says she's had experiences and stuff, and like I like want to believe her because she's my wife, but something
But
deep
she's
down
a
inside
woman.
of me says, "Woman, you are full of crap."
And there goes
I'm
the
sorry.
demonetization.
Yeah.
Sexist,
Hate
misogynist
mail.
pigs.
No, that specific. I'm not. Not all women aren't full of crap.
Yes,
They laughed, not me. They did.
laughing
I
at
was
you.
trying.
Okay. Hold on. So to interject.
we all have wives and we love them.
So to interject
Oh, I
for
love my
a
wife,
moment, my wife this week. Now this is going to sound both good and bad, but to say that they're not all full of crap. While I was at work, not only test drove a truck, but bought a truck for me without any of my knowledge or forethought, and surprised me with it. So she is full of crap, but I benefited from it.
Yes.
Good for you.
So, yeah, that diesel out
Hey.
front she got without me knowing it.
All of us are full of crap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. It's not.
I
just
have a
one-sided
channel
thing.
on the internet dedicated to just how full of crap I really am.
Yeah.
That's
I thought
you've
I'd be good at this.
You've seen the
and
channel.
I know I would.
If you're a woman watching, yes, all men are full of shit. Damn, why do we keep saying crap? We're not monetized, right?
no.
Okay, just
We're
want to make
not,
sure.
but we still don't want to get that way.
Yeah, I'd like to make money
Oh,
someday.
I'm so sorry. We are full of crap.
It's too late, dude.
And
We're too far gone. And there's been booze involved. We're good.
Yeah.
this is not booze. You didn't tell me this was
I drank
alcohol.
tea.
Well, that's not anymore. Your glasses are empty.
I know. I thought you were gonna go get some
Did you
more.
like?
I've
did
still
you
got,
like
like,
what my
strawberries
wine
and
glass
stuff.
says, by the
Oh,
way?
I love it. I love it. All I need is mascara and wine.
And wine.
Yeah.
I didn't have wine in it at all.
I guess you're wondering,
You
and
did
if you
briefly.
want to have some fun with the men and females, just look in Nick's outdoor fridge to see what he drinks versus what his wife drinks. He drinks Trulies, she drinks beer.
Well,
Fun times.
Not
Trulies are
lately.
good, though.
Hey,
Get the fuck out of
Hey,
here. Where am I
wait, stop,
sitting
stop.
right now?
Hey.
Lately, every time you've came over to my house, have I not had whiskey?
No, you have, and he makes it
And I
with
just drank-
3/4 part sweet and sour or sour juice,
Did I just
whatever.
have any of that?
No,
in this?
you did. You did very well today. I'm so
Okay,
And I
proud of you.
you
didn't
saw
choke
part of
one
my
time.
cabinet.
I know. I'm
Not
fucking
even during the sperm race did I choke one
I'm
time.
I'm the one guy here that literally drinks nothing but like bourbon and whiskey.
I'll drink whatever.
And scotch. I drink bourbon, whiskey, and scotch. That's pretty much.
I
all
have
drink.
those things. I'm not as big on bourbon. I prefer scotch.
I prefer bourbon. Well, I shouldn't say that.
I
If
don't
I
know
could
if you
afford the
heard what I
good
said.
scotch, I prefer scotch.
So
but
do
I
I.
mean, I'm not. I drink too much to spend, $80, $100, $150, $300 a bottle.
Most of the bottles in there are at least $80.
Oh, I know.
I'm-
I know.
I'm only going to repeat this because I want to make sure. I don't know if you have to mute it or not. Did you hear what I said?
About.
I said I didn't choke one time.
I did.
Okay.
I heard you.
the rest-
I heard you.
I don't know if you need to
I
delete
was
the rest
waiting.
of what I said.
I was waiting because I was gonna say,
So-
yeah, he's the guy with no gag reflex.
Well,
But
did
then
you
we
hear what I
kept
said
talking.
After that?
No.
Okay, not even during the sperm race. I didn't know if you needed
Nice.
to delete that.
I did not hear that.
Okay,
I'm not deleting
I'm
it.
not trying
Oh,
to
hell
repeat
no.
it. No, I didn't. I'm not trying to get you in trouble in any way. Is all like I don't care if everybody.
To the
hears
12
it.
of you, okay.
What's
Yeah,
one-
Apparently, I do have a gag reflex, by the way.
So I'm
Did
gonna.
you find out while brushing your teeth?
So
Yeah, I
Because that's
did.
when most guys figure that out.
we all have or had. I don't really know how that works. A mutual friend, and his name was Dustin. I won't say last names, but there was one time I was sitting next to Dustin, and Jackie was on this side of me, and I don't even remember what we were talking about, but the dude looked at me and said, like we said something at the same time or something like that, and he looked at me, he's all Tizies, and I went, did you just jerk off two guys at the same time?
He went skiing. He went skiing. He went skiing.
He's all, that's exactly what it sounds like. So yes, high five. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I love Dustin.
Tizies.
I
Yeah.
miss Dustin so much.
Have you? I don't know if we can say this on here.
I miss it.
Has he ever told you certain stories about certain things he's done to women in the bedroom?
He,
yeah,
yes,
I've
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yes.
in front of a lot of other people.
Yes. Okay. And
He's not a shy guy.
No, and the
No.
liquid stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
we
oh, no,
did
I'm
that.
leaving it there.
Yeah, no, we
I'll
know
leave
the
it there.
story.
Telling those stories.
I heard the story.
We didn't say names. We'll leave it there.
He told the story. We were.
We do
he
love
was-
Dustin.
He was having a party.
Yeah, with a passion. I love Dustin.
Yo, yeah, he's one of my favorite people.
He's great.
I miss him so much. I talk about him all the time.
If he was a girl,
I'm just
Jackie,
saying.
sorry.
Oh, we've snuggled. Oh, we've
Dude,
cuddled for sure.
Well, he used to say all the time because I've got a nice derriere, and Dustin
Apple bottom.
told me that all the time. He said I had the perfect ass. Often. He goes, bro, if we were gay, I'd be so good to you. He would say that all the time. And I'm like, well, damn, man. Like, I mean, can we do that without being gay?
Well, no, I
just
love Dustin.
spoiled me.
She's the one that brought me back from Texas when I moved out there. He went and
He's-
got me. He brought me back. I love Dustin.
He
He's
is one of my
fantastic.
I actually
favorite
remember
people.
when that happened.
Yeah, because we came straight to. Wasn't there like a party
Yeah,
going on that night or
straight
something?
to a damn party.
Straight to a party. I
Straight
think
to
the
a
truck
damn
was
party.
still loaded
If
down
you're
with
with
all
Dustin-
my freaking crap.
If you're with Dustin,
It
it's
was.
always straight to a
Literally
party.
in the front.
Well, he
of
came out and
Brian's
visited me
house.
once, and we went down to 6th Street in Austin and partied it up all night for like 2 days in a row. And then
And he didn't wind up dead in a river.
no
Nice.
got close.
Winning.
Dustin's truck, Brian's house.
Well, he had the long bed. He
Yes.
loved bragging about the
So-
long bed.
Brian's
That he never
house-
put anything in.
Except when he moved my butt back from Texas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we packed that sucker. That sucker was 10 feet tall and hanging out everywhere.
Yep. So coming down the road, Brian Martinez's house was on the right hand side,
Yep.
and he parked in.
You talking about the one off of
cul-de-sac.
Thornydale?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
He was in the cul-de-sac
Yep.
across the street from that, parked between two neighbors' houses, and your stuff was just hanging out.
Yep.
And I had to go move his truck because you both were too drunk. So I had to move his truck forward so the person behind it could get out because your stuff was hanging out the back.
Oh, that's great.
I miss
I
that
actually,
dude.
that's
Oh,
why
I
I
do too.
know that happened.
Oh God.
That
I
is
miss it
also
so
the
much.
night that I had to, and I don't. I went back. We left. I went back to pick up people who were not. When the police showed up, I had to take people away from the house because they were of age, but shouldn't have been there. If that makes sense.
Wasn't
Well-
of legal drinking age.
Yes.
Well,
There we
that's
go.
like
same party.
Well, that's like
This was a long time ago, by the way.
Yeah.
So let's just
Statute
get
of
that. Yeah,
limitations way over.
we might all be. Well, I'm 40.
Well, we've given no
Everyone else is
details.
pushing 40.
yeah.
But this
I'm
was like
staring 40 in the
freaking
eyes.
15, 16
I'm
years ago. So
blinding
let's
you
calm
with my
down.
bald. So
Yeah. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I need to shave my head because my bald spots are showing.
I'm gonna have to get going. I gotta go get boys.
Oh, we're gonna
I
wrap
have to
this
go
up.
bathe them. And
I know
stuff,
where they're
so
at.
know. I hope they're out
They're
there
in my
somewhere.
living room.
But no, we gotta take them home bathing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys are coming tomorrow, though, right?
Yes, we'll be in there in the morning.
Yeah, so we're going to go do RCs tomorrow.
So I will say peace out. I will let these guys talk for a minute and say goodbye. I'm Nick. when he comes to that point.
Yeah. All right, brother, man. We won't run too much longer because I know they said they were going to be.
Yeah, I got to
soon,
work in the
too.
morning. Oh,
But,
I work every Saturday.
I don't. I try not to, but I am working Monday.
I'm not working Monday
I'm
because
work-
I can't get into half where I need to go on Monday because it's Memorial Day. And
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the same roof I've been on for the last couple of days, making a shit ton more money to try to cover that big ass truck that just showed up. So you're gonna buy RCs now?
I'm not gonna lie, I might buy one.
I think you should. buddy.
It is kind of freaking fun. They are a blast. I mean, it looks like it. Well, it is a dangerous freaking thing, but it's freaking fun.
They're fun. Dude.
They are fun.
Especially just go out, have a long ass day,
Oh yeah.
just go out in your front yard, drink in hand.
Oh no, I'll go to the end of basically where I live, Camino del Este.
yeah, because you got
and-
all that desert right there.
Yeah, I'll go have fun out there.
yeah.
There's not nearly as much traffic up there too. I can just let loose.
Yep, we've got a big drainage culvert, big paved culvert. I mean, it's 15 feet deep, 15 feet across, and long as hell.
Yeah.
Running right over here with a giant field and everything back there. So we go back there every once in a while. And then you saw I've got jumps in my front yard.
Yeah.
And I wanted to build one soon if I get time because life has just been hectic as hell. I want to build a couple more jumps so I can take them out into the street and
Yeah.
go jumping. Because you saw most of the cars slow down.
Yeah.
Like and most of them kind of do one of these. Half
And on
them
top of that,
always
you can
wave.
outrun them in case you need to.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, nobody else is doing 50 miles an hour. through the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
no. And half the time, what we used to do when we'd go out there and we'd do a little street takeover, like we did one Thanksgiving last year.
Yeah.
And because I mean, I grew up with these.
Yeah.
So
Well, we
my-
all grew up with RC cars, but not like these.
Yeah. So my dad had the fast ones at the time. They
Yeah.
weren't like
nothing
this.
like nowadays.
Yeah.
No.
But I put, one of the radios in my dad's hands, like, hey man, let's go out here. We're gonna go out here. It's on Thanksgiving while everything was still cooking.
Yeah.
We went out here and took over the street. I've got a couple of fun short videos on the channel doing it. So he was like, these are freaking nuts. And that was still running old batteries, not running lithium ions.
Yeah.
Like these are all the lipos.
Great for
Or-
the environment, by the way.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that one out there.
Well, they're not lithium ion. They're because it's lipo. It's lithium something PO.
I'm just
But
talking
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, mine were probably made by small Chinese
Yeah,
workers.
probably.
But I don't know. I don't ask those questions. I just want to go really fast. But all of those can be made to go faster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you saw you can't keep the nose on the ground.
No.
So, and that
Well,
one,
you can. You just have to speed up very slowly.
Yeah, you
Because
have
I was
to
able to
be-
do it a couple times, but you really got to be hesitant.
ease into it.
Yeah.
So, if Teslas were like that, I would buy a Tesla.
Well, isn't the Plaids technically close to that almost?
It does the acceleration, but the nose doesn't go 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
Nah.
if it did, I'd own one. So
Yeah.
Tesla, make a car that does this in a straight line. For
I will
really
not
far.
own a battery operated car, just by the way. I can't stand them.
Dude,
Electric cars drive me nuts.
everything here, dude. I can barely afford to drive all my cars.
And P.S. by the way, I can't stand the self-correcting cars. That is a freaking that's going to cause accidents.
Oh
in my
yeah,
opinion.
where they
Yeah,
bump up against
because
the
I rented
line.
a car in Orlando a couple years ago, and it had that installed, and I had to figure out how to get rid of it because there was a lane merging, and I was trying to merge, and then it shot me back towards the freaking offside.
Holy crap!
And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm merging onto the freeway right now. But because it saw me going into a different lane, it didn't it didn't notice it. And so it tried to shoot me back to the right. And I'm like, that's not the highway. So, no, I do not like that crap. No, keep electronics out of the vehicle. If I had it my way, I would
agree.
just... Oh, and Nick is back.
Hi, bro beans.
I don't know if you needed this. I saw it on the cup.
Oh, I'll take it.
I saw him with his.
I'm probably gonna have a few more beverages tonight. Now that I've started,
So long for a while.
Take care.
our feet are saying goodbye.
I guess I'll see you... Well, I don't know.
I'll see you in the morning.
If you weren't working tomorrow, I'd say you should come to RC's.
I could
Are
just
you
blow off
going
work.
straight there, or are you coming here?
Probably because we have to drive with them.
Okay. What time were you gonna plan on getting there?
What time are you gonna get there?
I'll have to take. I told Butch I wanted to head out at 8, but I hope he doesn't take that as be there at 8. So I plan on leaving here at 8. So I'll be there like 8:15 or whatever, because it's really not that far.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, Colton.
What's up, buddy?
Go give me a hug, buddy.
Give me a hug. Go give Randy a hug.
Give me a hug, boy.
Hug.
See you
tomorrow.
You've been on here before. Say hi. What's your name?
Go give Rainy.
Colton.
Kotan, my man. See you tomorrow.
What is this for?
Huh?
What is this for?
It's for YouTube.
Alright, bye.
You're gonna be internet famous now.
That slipped.
You want Mike?
Hey, you.
Hey,
Come on here.
get out of here. Come on.
I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Be good.
So this is mine?
What? No.
Hi, everybody. Bye-bye.
Say Peterson out.
Peterson out. I love when Colton comes by because every time he does, he hops in on the mic. And I'm like, who are you? He's like, I'm Colton. Good night, guys. See you in the
Take care.
morning. Yeah, buddy, I think you should. And then, yeah, get out, Peyton. But I think you should get RCs.
Yeah.
I think you should get one.
Yeah, I think I
And then
might.
stick it one.
Yeah. Just upgrade the crap out of it.
Yes.
Make it just a behemoth.
Yes.
Just a monster.
The Hoss.
How fast does it go? 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, you can do it, dude.
Oh, I know.
All it takes
So
is
you got
some
the ones
gearing.
out there going 60, 65,
Yep.
so you're already close. Yeah.
They're so much fun. I'm really sad that the Creighton's having gear problems. I'll have to tear that apart.
That's
sometime
the
next
one you
week.
brought out the second time,
The
right?
big
The bigger one?
Yeah. Yeah, that one will do 65 all day.
Yeah.
And it'll just, and you saw how big it is.
Oh,
But-
that's a torpedo. You
Dude, the
could
thing's
kill somebody with
Oh,
that thing.
for sure.
Oh, God,
Now
yeah.
imagine when the X-Max is on the road.
Yeah, that's even heavier. That's the one you handed
That's-
to me that probably weighed about 20, 30
No, that's
pounds?
the Creighton.
Oh, okay.
The X-Max is the big truck on the table.
How much is that heavier?
It's over 20 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Does 70 miles an hour, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And, oh, God, Jesus.
And that's why I'm putting all new bearings in it.
Jesus.
New rear end, new gears.
Yeah.
That thing has 6 different differentials.
Oh, my
It's
God.
got your 2 main center diffs in the rear.
Yeah.
But the way all the drop downs are, you've got a main. There's like terms for them, but it's basically a differential. You've got 2 on top because it's 4-wheel drive. All those ones are 4-wheel drive. So you've got 2 on top that drop down to 2 more, which then put power to the diffs.
Yeah.
So you've actually got 3 different like gearboxes basically on the front and rear, and all of those have a ton of bearings. So I got to buy so I got to do a re-bearing kit just so I'm not cooking gears.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just destroy them.
Yeah.
But that's the big. I got blessed getting that thing for $200.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I mean, you kept telling me the price. I'm like, that only costs that? You're like, no, it's probably closer to about $1,000 to start.
Yeah, to start.
And then you upgrade.
And then you have to spend
Yeah.
all the other money.
Yeah.
And that one's already got upgraded parts on it. And
Yeah.
I've got a ton of spare parts for it.
Yeah.
So, but it all takes time.
Yeah.
And
What's the joy of getting older if you don't know? You have no time.
no,
ever.
hell no. Not if you like making money to pay for any of it.
For the bills.
And you've seen my front yard's full of trucks.
Yeah.
Those all take money.
Oh, I know. I've got 3 trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And one of them's still in the shop for the past 2 months. I literally keep calling my buddy, are you at least starting it every so often? It's like, yeah, we do start it up. We're still trying to figure out what the issue is because we replaced this, this, and this. And I'm like, cool, I'm already $1,300 deep. And I don't have a fixed truck yet. That's good.
Ugh,
Feels
that
good.
Sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I typically spend on average every year somewhere between $5 to $7 grand in just repairs on my trucks.
But is a lot of that your fleet?
Yeah,
Like
no,
your
I
dailies?
swapped them out between. So I have my Ranger, which I prefer, but has no AC, so it sucks in the summer.
Ooh, yeah.
But I used it all last summer, so that's when I was going through like 6 gallons of water a day, easily. And so then the Dodge Ram has AC, so that's nice. I'm using that, but that thing, because the mileage on it just eats oil. I don't even think I ever have to get an oil change on it because the oil burns
I've owned those
so
vehicles.
fast. I'm like, do I even need to get an oil change? Because you just burn through a liter or 2. Oh. I'm
You gotta
going to
go now
have to
too?
wrap it up here, fellas. So I've been David.
I've been Randy, and I will probably
This was
continue to be. Windowed. Here, we will end it here. Tucson, Arizona. I'm Randy. That's David.
I'm David.
This was
Nick.
We're out of here. Bye.